Mute your mic, Nat. Hey, y'all, we got our feelings lead. There we go.
Yes, yes.
Honey.
Hello, hello.
Hello.
Welcome back to the Spicy
Hello,
Season
darlings.
podcast.
Hello.
Yes, welcome. This is episode 11. As you can see, the rich aunties are here tonight. And I am rich auntie Renette, aka the next level chick.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, this is Farrah, your number one Grace girl.
And I'm Latoya, your CEO partner. And I'm simply Tammy.
Good evening, darlings. I am your favorite cognitive behavior coach, Coach Gail Benson.
All right, all right. So, Farah, can you please let our listeners and viewers know how much we appreciate them?
Oh my gosh. If you are tuning in tonight, I'm seeing people starting to jump into the chat already. Welcome, welcome, welcome to Triple S Spicy Season Sisters. You are here with myself, Renette, Gail, Tammy, and Latoya, and we are so happy that you are here. We are going to have an amazing episode tonight. We are going to have a fun episode for you all who have been already on our socials, seeing what we're going to be talking about tonight, the rich aunties. Listen, thank you for those who have been subscribing, sharing, and commenting. We ask tonight that before you even jump into the episode with us, that you do just that. Subscribe, like, share, and comment. We want to hear from you. Thank you for being a part of the Spicy Squad. We appreciate you all so much. You keep us going. And listen, we're doing this for you. Thank you for all of those who are watching from all over and who are listening from all over. Not only can you watch us here on YouTube, but check us out if you miss it on Apple, Spotify, Buzzsprout, and iHeartRadio. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hey, ladies, how you doing? It's going to be a good episode tonight.
Yes, indeed. Yes,
Thank you,
indeed.
Gonna be
darling. Thank you,
amazing.
darling. We appreciate you. And we appreciate the audience, as she said. So, tonight's episode is Rich Aunties and Leveling Up Your Money and Your Mindsets.
Yes.
Welcome back to another episode of the Spicy Season Sisters podcast, where we keep it bold, real, and unapologetically spicy. Okay? Today, we are diving into a topic that is close to our hearts, that is near and dear to our hearts and to our bank accounts. Just like have romance, we need to romance our finances as well.
Yes.
Leveling up your money and your mindset. That's what we're talking about tonight. So now listen. We all know that being a rich auntie is more than just luxury and vacations, okay? It is more than just those designer bags that we like to carry and picking up the check at brunch. It is more than just looking good. It is about really being good. It's about financial security, smart wealth building, and mindsets that attracts abundance. Yes, we want to have abundance. Yes, we want to leave a legacy. It's all about making money moves with confidence, setting boundaries, and with our coins and securing our legacy tonight. The Spicy Sisters, the rich aunties, we want to bring to you an episode to open your mind and
Yes.
get a money mindset where you are leveled up and ready to turn your money into anything that you want it to be, to have what you want, to be what you want,
Right.
and to do what you want. So, yes, 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 rich aunties, let's go. Let's go. Let's dive in.
You know, ladies, I wanted to start us out because the term rich auntie came from our community. It came from the black and brown girls, and it started back in the mid to late 2000s. And so what it means is a woman who's financially independent, elegant, and enjoys self-care. And so I think that all of us emulate that in so many ways, but I like how we're going to be focusing a lot on tonight the financial independence.
Yes. Yes.
Awesome. So, with that being said, my question to you ladies is, when did you first realize that your mindset was affecting your money?
Ooh.
Hmm.
I'm going to go ahead and get it off. I'm going to go ahead and rip the Band-Aid off, and I'm going to blame it on Renette. I started. Listen, and this has been recent. She's like, Farrah, what are you doing? What you're doing is a business. You got to have a business mindset.
Yes.
You know, don't you feel like you should get paid for that? Don't you feel like you're worth it? She didn't say worth it, but I heard that when she asked me that question, right? So it's definitely changed my mindset in the direction and trajectory that I'm going in my life right now.
I love that, Farrah. And so I want to talk about that for a moment because, as you said, you were going around, and a lot of times we want to do things out of the goodness of our heart, and we can do things out of the goodness of our heart. But what does it say? Your gifts will make room for you. And so we have to make room for what it is that we want to do, first of all, because a lot of times we put it off. And so I love that once I said that you jumped right into it. So instead of going around doing all these podcasts, driving far and far away, that you understood that that is one of the gifts you have. And that gift is supposed to make room for you. So now you're at a space and place where you are able to put them on your calendar and they book, not for free, but for what? Fee. And it's not just about, oh, I'm getting money, getting money, getting money. It's not about that. But when somebody has a gift or a talent, we must respect that. You want somebody to respect what you're doing. So we have to put respect on what others are doing as well. Understand that you also must put respect on what you're doing. And so, as Farrah said, that was the thing that she got like a coattail pull is I need to level up.
Yeah.
And so, is there room for you to level up? That's a question I'm asking. So, ladies, do you all who wants to be next to talk about that?
I'll go next.
Okay, go ahead.
If that's okay. You want to go, Tammy?
No, you go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. So from a mindset perspective, for me, it happened when, for about 4 years ago, when I was going through a divorce. And I've been self-employed full-time since 2015. So when I was going through that divorce, I went into a panic mode and thinking, oh, I can't do this by myself. Let me go get a job, just over broke, a job. And I tell you guys, I applied for over 50 positions. And the reason I know, because I was writing down, taking notes for myself to remind me what job I was applying for, the title, the company, the pay, things like that. So I had a notebook that had all of these things. And out of those 50 jobs, I only had 2 calls back. So I went into panic mode. My mindset was like, I can't do this. I need to secure, additional income. But then I thought about it from the perspective of that the Lord had been carrying me all that time. And I had been successful from a financial perspective. And I saw it as a blessing at that point that he was showing me that I could do it. So because nobody was calling me back, so I didn't have a choice, right? So I had to continue to work my business. I had to continue to do the things that I was doing. And to be honest, during that time, I was in the process, we were going through COVID, right? So, my business is online. So when I was trying to explain to people in the past about, having an online business, creating residual income, make money in your sleep, a lot of people were, afraid of doing that. But once COVID hit and everybody was working from home, my business tripled during COVID when other people were being laid off because they're like, okay, now I'm ready to create that course. How can you help me? People are working from home. So my mindset shifted from, okay, I need to go get a job to Lord, I know you're gonna, provide all of my needs according to your riches and your glory.
Right.
Wow. I love that, Toya.
He's still doing it. So y'all celebrate 10 years as full-time entrepreneur in business this year. So he's still doing it. He's still doing it.
Awesome.
I love that. That is such a wonderful testimony because a lot of times we know that we should be doing something else because we are so afraid. We don't move forward to doing it. And God has shown us over and over and over. And it's so easy to go and get a job. That's really
Mhm.
easy. Now,
Mhm.
definitely understand that we are not knocking jobs, because
Not at
my
all.
thing is to do what you love to do. And
Yes.
so
Right.
if you're at a space and place and you love your job, this is the dream job that you wanted, we want you to do that. Okay. Um, but if you don't want to be there and you're unhappy and you have other dreams, goals, and visions, it's about you living a life of happiness, success, peace,
Yes.
Right.
wealth,
Right.
abundance. And so, wherever it is, because there's a lot of people that have a business and they may be miserable in the business.
Yes.
So, how can you be? A lot of people think rich. Rich is not just about money, because you
It's a
could
Right.
be real
mindset.
broke at your
Rich
own
is
business.
rich is a mindset for
It is
sure.
a mindset. So
Right.
don't get it twisted. We're not just talking about money. We
Money.
are
Right.
mainly focusing on what? The mindset. Because if this
Mhm.
Uh-huh.
isn't right, nothing else will be right. You could have all the money in the world and not be happy.
That
Right.
part.
So it's
Yes.
very important that you understand that. So yes, we want to get our money right, but
Right.
if that means you're at a job, there's certain things that you can do at a job or on the outside of that job or whatever, it's stocks, there's other things, and we'll get into that. But I just want y'all to understand that we're speaking of leveling up your mindset. Because if you
Mhm.
have all the money in the world, but your mindset is broke, you broke.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Right.
You
Yeah.
could
I
have
wanna.
less
I
money
wanna.
in your pocket and have in your mind how you're going to grow, what you're going to do, how you can develop, and you will be richer than somebody with a bunch of money. And
Yeah.
that's
Yeah,
the truth.
that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. So did Tammy, you wanted to go next?
Oh, well, basically, this what we're talking about finances, and we're talking about abundance, which abundance, as you say, it comes in different manners. You speak abundance, most people think of finances, but you have to sit down and look at your life as a whole. Look at
Mhm.
what you're spending your money on. Look at what you're making,
Yes.
okay? And then decide what you want to purchase, what you can purchase, what you don't need to purchase, and when you're spending that $25 on a shirt, or what, could that $25 go into uh your retirement account? Um, these are the things that we need to look at as well. Now, I was taught by my family that you must leave an inheritance. It's also in the Bible that you must leave an inheritance to your children. So in essence, depending on what you can do and cannot do, you have to just look at your whole life as a whole, even if you have a job or you don't have a job, and you have to do everything in a positive manner. But sit down, look at your finances, look at the way you think, look at the things you can do, you don't have to do, and make those adjustments mentally, and you will find that things will turn around for you and things will start working in your favor.
Yes, Tammy, I
Absolutely.
love that. And
That's
and
good.
and I believe in having a romance with your finance, your
Mhm.
Yes,
finances. And
yes,
so is there a particular day that you looking at your bank account? Like
every
seeing
day.
what's going on? Because sometimes we're
Mhm.
so busy, you're not looking at what's going on. And so right now, as soon as you sign up for those trials and this and that, they're taking money out and you losing money. So those are things that we can be looking at, and
Mhm.
you wonder like, why is this happening? Why every time I turn around I'm broke? And so your mindset is telling you that, and instead of you looking at your finances and romancing those finances and looking at the things like Tammy said that you do, and every day that you can look at it and make sure that you're making plans for your money, it's
Yeah,
going to help you to level up your mind. So
that's
I
true.
wanted to ask you all this question: what are what is one major money belief that you had to unlearn to level up your mindset and your money? What is that
Oh, I'll
one
take
thing
that.
to unlearn? Go ahead.
Mhm.
I will take that, Renee. The first thing came to my mind when you said that is to absolutely believe that I am worthy and I am valuable. And so the investment that not only that I put into myself, but what my clients entrust to me to bring the result they're looking for, I'm
Right.
worthy to be paid. I'm well beyond free 99. I've
Right.
cultivated my expertise through life experience and professional training. So if they are seeking me, that means I have something they need and I deserve to be paid. And I value who I am and what I've had to travel through to be able to help people. But I
Mhm.
also have and because I have a passion to help, because I have a passion to teach and educate, doesn't mean I'm here for the free. I value me, so I
Absolutely.
do not
I
work
love
for
it. I
free.
love it,
And
Gail.
because
That's
I
nice.
enjoy what I do, a lot of us have the misconception that because we love what we do and we have a servant heart means that we have to give it away. And that is simply not the truth.
Right.
You want to go back to the foundation of God gave you a gift to not just to sustain you, but to elevate and increase you.
Mhm.
Elevate.
Free
Yeah.
99 is not going to increase you.
Right.
You're not even putting value on your business. Teach people how to treat your business because if you keep showing up for free, then there's no value in what you're offering and you're showing up. Why? You want to
Right.
include, increase, and grow your value. Develop your business as you contribute to other people's lives in their journeys. They
Yeah.
seek you for a reason. And just because you enjoy what you do, baby, yes, you can be paid to enjoy
Yes.
what you
Yes.
do. That's the blessing when you learn life's lessons and you understand that you deserve to be paid.
True.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Absolutely. I
Good.
wanted to talk about that. Oh, somebody wanted to say something?
No, I said that was good. That was
Yes,
good.
it
Mhm.
was. That was good. And
Yeah.
I wanted to say that. And sometimes it's very um difficult. And Farrah could probably speak to this as well. When you've been doing something for free so long, or well, how do I tell them this? What do I do? That may be a thought that you have in your mind. I know when we opened the school and we became the Orlando Magic preschool of the year, and people were seeing us on the news, and we were at the Magic games, and everything was looking really, really good. Oh, everybody, how did you open the school? What did you do? And I found myself talking to people for hours on top of hours, and they would go and pay somebody else to do
Yeah.
what it is they wanted when they took up all my time. And who was the one who felt silly, who was in the same space and place?
Mm-hmm.
Your gift is supposed to make room for you. So there are ways to explain to people, okay, let me give you my calendar. And with that calendar comes a link. Okay.
There you go.
And a lot of times when people clicked on that link, I never heard from them again. But you know what? That was okay because that's weeding out the people that was not respecting my gift.
Mhm.
And
Exactly.
you want people who understand what you have and value it.
Yeah.
This
Right.
is where you might be able to start to help people and give a little something. Once they understand who you are, once they paid your services, you want to maybe give them something, you can give them a little gift, a little reward, a little discount here or there. But
Right.
people shouldn't expect that
Right.
immediately for you to
Right.
just give them free.
Right.
Free is doing nothing for you at all. You're going to free yourself out of business. So
Yeah.
if you're an entrepreneur, if
Right.
you're trying to get to new levels, you
Right.
have got to be able to ask for what you need,
Yeah.
Right.
ask for what you're doing.
Right.
And don't be afraid. Don't feel like I don't care if somebody say, "Oh, she just greedy and she just trying to take all the money and she just want this and she driving this and getting my money." Don't get yourself caught up in that.
In that.
Understand who you are and understand whose you are and let those gifts make room for you. You have to have the right mindset because if you don't, people may say mean things. That's not the people you need to be dealing with. We
Right.
have to put ourselves in a space and place to be around those people who appreciate and who value our gifts.
Correct.
And when you value yourself and you understand who you are and whose you are, you don't allow yourself to be disrespected.
Correct.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's very, very important. So we just
Right.
want to give some tips to help people. And I've always gotten questions, well, how do you do it? I feel bad and nobody gonna pay me. Yes, they will.
Yes,
But
they will.
listen,
I want to
if
add
you
to that.
don't believe it, it ain't gonna happen. Go ahead and add to it.
Yeah, I want
Mhm.
to add to that. As a full-time entrepreneur, I want to add that, I did the free 99, I did the free discovery calls, and you take time and you research someone's, business or concept or whatever it is that they're coming to you for, right?
Mhm.
And you're ready for that call. So you're spending your time and energy to do this, to prepare for the call, and they don't show up, right? So that's your time wasted. That's your time where you could have been doing some income producing activities, bringing some more money into your business. So I had to transition from free discovery calls to paid discovery calls or paid calls, whatever you want to call it, right? So when I send out my calendar link, you can't even book an appointment with me until you make your payment for that session. Now, if you go through that session, I give you a credit on if you move forward and we are setting up, we're moving forward with the contract and you're setting up with business services, I credit that to your invoice. But most times, if somebody pays that deposit for your discovery call or for my discovery call, they usually show up for the session. And if they didn't, you know what? No harm done, because I was paid for that time that I did my preliminary work on, getting prepared for the call.
Right.
So, it's a win-win for me, but I can see it from both ways. I do have a free link and I also have the paid link. It just depends on the situation. And one more thing I want to add, I really feel when people say, "Can I pick your brain?" I feel
Woo,
that's so disrespectful.
totally,
That's so
totally,
disrespectful. Pick your brain for me comes with the invoice, right?
absolutely,
People will pay you for what you know. But if you give it to them for free, why would they?
Yeah.
Well,
absolutely.
Latoya,
Yes.
you should have about 20 invoices for me.
I love it. I got you, sis.
That
That's
pick
the
your
blessing
brain question, Latoya, you hit that on the head.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to pick your brain. Do
But then
you
they don't want to then they
understand?
don't want to move forward with services once they pick your brain. You give them all
Right.
the goodies, but if they pay for it, they're more likely to, continue to move forward with, additional services.
Yes.
Mhm.
My
Yes.
mindset is a millionaire mindset. And
Absolutely.
Yes, it
so,
is.
as someone wants to pick this millionaire mindset, they have to respect it. And if they don't, then I mean, that's on them.
Right.
Never to be nasty about it, because everybody is not for you. So
Right.
sometimes you have to weed them out. And sometimes you think, setting the lowest price is the best thing. But when you
Right.
do that, many times people don't respect that. Well, they think, "Ooh, $25. Oh, that ain't gonna be about nothing. She ain't got nothing going on."
Yeah.
And because you don't respect yourself enough to charge your worth,
Mm-hmm.
then you're causing yourself to lose money. We have
Right.
to make sure that when we're doing this, that we respect ourselves. So, with that,
I want to share something with the audience, because Renee and I, we consult on a lot of things together. And she already know it, she has a big heart. She wants everybody to come and she want to, make sure everybody has a great experience. And
Right.
as do I.
Right.
But at the end of the day, at the end of the day. So she always say, "Well, I know what you're gonna say, right? When it comes
Yeah.
to pricing," I was like, "Okay." She already know, because I'm like, "Okay, we want people to be there, or whatever it is." But at the end of
Mhm.
the day, we can't do things for free because we have expenses, right? We have to,
Right.
pay for venues, we have to pay for speakers, we have to pay for, different things when it comes to different events that we're hosting. And
Right.
away from free, that comes out of our pocket. And when you're in business to make money, right?
Right.
So
Right.
we just have to look at it. I mean, if there's an opportunity where we, can, give someone a scholarship or have, additional sponsorship, that's great.
Right.
But that doesn't happen all the time. But I'm always tickled because she said, "I know what you're gonna say." That's how she lead the conversation.
Yeah.
I'd be
and
like, "Girl,
listen,
you need to raise that
listen
price."
to me. Because I do have a big heart, you telling on me, Latoya, but that's
I'm
fine.
telling
Tell
on
on me.
you.
And you know what? One thing that they see, I do have a big heart, and a lot of people do. But when you have that heart, and I give away a house and a home and everything I have, I
Mhm.
surround myself with people that keep me grounded.
Right.
Mhm.
And so one thing I know is as an entrepreneur, a lot of stuff that deals with I don't I might say the price, I might do the posting, but people aren't talking to me. They're talking to Latoya. They're talking to Dion. They're not talking to Renette because they understand what it is I'm trying to do.
Mhm.
Now I know how to say no. I definitely do. But you don't always have to be that person.
Right.
And
Right.
so as you're moving forward, you have people surrounding you that can do those things for you. You have
Right.
that person to keep you on point when somebody say, "Oh," and every single time they want to pay it next week or next month, and then they don't do it.
Right.
And so when you surround yourself with people that are going to say that no for you, that's a great thing. And so, one thing that you can do to really get yourself set up in a better space and place, a lot of
Right.
times we don't want to make that investment, but sometimes we need to make
We
that.
need to make it.
And you
Yes.
say, I can't afford to, but you can't afford not to
Not to.
because
Mhm.
you have to get around people that know more than you. We know that.
Yeah.
You can't be the sharpest tool in the drawer, the brightest light in the store, and think that you're going to move ahead. You have to put yourself around people that know more than you, that have gone to spaces and places that you want to go to. This is not rocket science. We know this, but we continue to do the same thing
Mhm.
over and over. And we can't get ahead that way. So
Right.
it's very important that you surround yourself with the right people.
Right.
And I think about my circle because y'all already know that you are the average of the top 5 people that you hang around. And I think about that all the time about my circle. And my circle is right and tight. And
Yeah.
it has really helped me to level up. And sometimes when you're in the space of growing and going and you're trying to get your money right or you're trying to start your business or whatever you're doing, and you've been not doing the right things, your money funny, your change is strange,
Right.
you want people to pull your coattail. I don't
Right.
want to surround myself. You can't level up your mindset set with all of yes people.
That's
Yeah.
You
true.
can't level up your mindset with people constantly, oh, you doing good, girl. Oh, yeah, that's good. And they know you're not doing good.
Mhm. Mhm.
We
Mhm.
here, we call each other out.
Mhm. Oh yeah.
And I want to be called out. Because if I'm
Right.
not right, I need to know.
Right.
If I'm doing something wrong and they
Mhm.
not telling me, that's not helping me grow. And so
Right.
we want to be in a space and place where we can go and grow. And so
Right.
if you surrounding yourself with people that are the same level, the same space and place you are, how are
Mhm.
you supposed to grow? Y'all
Right.
all talking about y'all man who broke, who sorry, who ain't got no job. I mean, what are you getting from that? Nothing.
Yes.
You're
Yes.
just complaining. So if
Right.
you in that space and place of just listening to people complain, you
Right.
cannot level up your mindset like that. And
Right.
I know it's scary now. And that can I want to say this. I don't know if y'all we were just on a meeting. It was
Yes.
amazing. It was
Yes, it
amazing.
was. It
Mhm.
was.
And it's going. I mean, it's life changing. Okay,
Woo.
that's what it's gonna be. And
Mm.
we're getting ready to step into this room.
Wow.
Okay, because we ready to level up, go up, show up.
Right.
And same thing when we had the weekend of greatness.
Right.
So many people didn't want to go to that room because they felt really intimidated when I talked about 6 and 7 figure women. If
Mhm.
you really keep saying you're going to be that woman, that means you need to get in the room with those women.
Right.
When you hear us talking about the warrior within and
Yeah.
you looking and thinking, oh, I don't, you better think, oh, yeah, I should. Let me go. I
Right.
belong.
Right.
You belong in the room. It's
Right.
the mindset. That's what we're talking about tonight. Leveling up your mindset. So with that being said, I want to go on to some other questions. How do you balance enjoying your money while making sure you're building wealth for the future?
Mm.
Everything that happens in life is a girl's trip. Oh, they got this event going on, this retreat going on. Oh, this trip. It's so many things. How do you balance this? What do you do? How do you decide what to go to?
Right.
Anybody wants to answer that?
Well, there's different levels to that, Renette. Um, and first of all, if you're doing things the same way all the time, repetitively, you need to
Hmm.
stop and look at that. And if you're able to work overtime or like I work overtime sometimes, I take that additional money and pay for the things that I need to pay for that are not included in my home. Okay.
Yeah.
So you have to find ways, stop spending, like I said previously. Look for ways to make additional monies, and my biggest thing is
Mhm.
get out of your habit. You go to work, you come home and you get on the couch, you eat, you watch TV, and you're not making any kind of moves.
Yeah.
You've got to just step up and step out and step up. And I wanted to just piggyback off what Renette said. We were just on that business meeting, and I was the first one to say that's intimidating. But guess who's still going? I am, because
Mhm.
I'm leveling up, okay?
Yes.
I'm going, and when I come back, I'm going to be better than I was when I got there. So that's the mindset we have to have, okay? And I've taken
Mhm.
the time to put away the money so that I would be able to afford to do these type of things. So I've had to put some other things aside that I was doing, and they just have to wait because now I'm working towards something for myself and my family.
Absolutely. One of the things that I love to say and that I
Absolutely.
believe in, just because you could, don't mean you should.
Yeah.
So
Hey, that
because you can afford to go to this party or do whatever, is that party gonna grow you? I was asked that the other day by somebody. Oh, I always see you partying and you were at that Jones House thing the whole weekend. And God, what is that about? But see, what they didn't understand, my stuff is very strategic. Yes, I love Jones High, Tiger Pride Day and all of that. But do
Hmm.
you understand the connections that were made there? So
Right.
when you go into these rooms, you have to have intentions. And even
Right.
though I had a great time and I had a lot of fun, I got a lot of stuff done as well. I met
Yes.
a lot of people. I
Yes.
talked about what I do. I
Right.
found out what they did. I made those connections.
Hmm.
And I didn't feel like, oh my God, I can't talk to this person because they're doing this. And I don't look at anybody and judge them because they have on this or don't have on that, because you
Right.
never know. It's
Right.
about making those connections. And so, with that being said, because a lot of people, especially us as Black and brown women, it's about what we put on. It's not what you put on you, it's about what you put in you. And so
Right.
we've got to move past that. I gotta have the Louis Vuitton. Louis Vuitton don't know you or care about you. Okay? Michael
That's
Kors
true.
don't know you.
That's true.
Okay? Salvatore Ferragamo don't know you or care about you, and probably
Right.
don't even like you. We don't even know if they like us as Black people. Let's be honest. But we
Oh
going.
my
I
God.
got my. Is that real? All this. I've seen so many. Is that real? That's real on your neck. Y'all worry about the wrong thing.
Right.
Uh-huh.
So
Right.
what I want to say,
That's
what
true.
does being a rich auntie mean to you
Yeah.
beyond the material things?
Hmm. You know,
Mhm.
I love that,
You know,
that what you was just talking about, because for me, what you were just saying, one, my home has to come first, right? Because I have to have a place to live. So I do have to say no to some things. And and I mean, you ladies know, we're about to go on this trip, and I was like, okay, I was contemplating because I knew what I still had to come back home to. I had to come home to a home. And I don't like any bill collectors calling my house. I don't want anybody calling me saying I owe them any money. I want to make sure that all of that stuff is straight. And
Right.
so for me, one thing that I do is I'm a thrifter. You will find me in the Goodwill. Like you said, the whole name brand thing and all of that stuff like that. You will find me picking up things and saving money, because you gotta make your house your priority. You gotta make your home your priority. I mean,
Right.
that's just how I'm going to save for the future.
Right.
I can't spend up everything. We can't spend up everything. That we can't put all of our everything into one bucket. And so, I just know how to move in a way where, what one thing that I learned last year going to an event is I heard somebody say that favor is your currency. And so like you said, being in rooms with people and being in spaces, I've been blessed in so many ways that wasn't monetary that blessed me this year. And so if you look at, like you said, Toya, abundance is money. You got to look at it as, it comes in other ways. We can get blessed in so many other ways where it's not tangible money.
Right.
You know?
Right.
Yeah.
Currency, relationship
Mhm.
currency,
Yes.
Yes.
collaboration
Mhm.
currency.
Yes.
Yes.
Those
Organic
turn
relationships. Yeah.
into money. That is
Yes.
currency. It's not
Right.
all about this right here that you guys
Yes.
see it, that person, that stuff. We have some great
Right.
comments in the audience. Thank you all for these comments. Love it. Y'all are really going in these comments. Yes, get in the room, Lily. What did you say? Honor yourself first, and everything will follow. Amen. Amen.
Mhm. Yes.
I'm trying to see all the comments. There's so many. Yes, don't have all your worth on the outside. Ooh, for
I'm
real.
laughing at Renette
Yes.
reading the comments, looking over her glass.
That's what rich
Baby,
aunties
okay.
do.
Yes.
That's what rich
Yes.
I'm
aunties
happy because I'm not the
do.
only one.
You know, I laugh at my friends because they be like, "Let me get my readers," and they have the
That's
fancy
me.
pink reader. They love
That's
it.
me.
Let me get my readers, and this is what they do.
Yes.
And talking about being in those
Yes.
spaces with people, because I know that a lot of people are listening tonight and they hear us use the term rich auntie. And like Tammy was saying, feeling like, worthy to be in rooms. Some of us don't know what gifts we have, and so we're around each other. And
Mhm.
then this light goes off. There's something that you get enlightened about. And I
Sure.
know that maybe 2 months ago, me and Gail were in the same room together. And little did I know that she was watching me, and I was talking to a set of ladies, and by the time Gail walked up, she said, "Farrah, you just produced a whole podcast episode." And
Wow.
I didn't look at it as producing. I just looked at it as but it's a gift, right? So we
Right.
do it
Yeah.
effortlessly. And
Right.
so I said, okay, that's going on my resume. I'm going to look at myself. I'm a producer. I know how to produce and put things together.
Right.
And so, I'm so thankful for that moment, and that, you get in the room with people and they see something in you and they say it. So, you're going to be in the room with people. You don't even know what gifts you have. Tammy,
Right.
we have seen so many gifts in you that you might not have put, a word to it, right? Or put
Right.
title to it.
Right.
But yet, oh my God, each of us can name
Yeah.
something, every last one of us, and it's not the
Right.
same.
Right.
Right. I
You
agree.
know?
Phenomenal.
Yeah. I want to share
Phenomenal.
two things.
Okay.
So this goes back to Renette, what you were saying about the concept of being a rich auntie. So one of the things that I want to share is when I was transitioning from corporate to full-time, in my business, there was a whole plan. So y'all, my background is in project management, right? So everything is a project. So I didn't just wake up one day and say, I'm gonna quit my job tomorrow and just do this entrepreneur thing full time. I had a plan. I had a 2-year plan. So within that 2 years, in the beginning of that, I had to take a look and say, okay, where can I, save money where I can, be able to be comfortable to be able to do this thing full time. You right? So what was my timeline? Was I, as a senior project manager for a Fortune 500 company, I made pretty good money. So am I looking to be able to make that same amount of money? Or is there a dollar amount that I can say, okay, I'm okay with making this amount? Before I could do that, I had to take a look at my current finances, where my money was going, and where I could actually save. So I did a whole project plan around, do we need this cable? We don't even watch these channels. Let's get rid of that. Am I, we going out every weekend, we're eating, where can I, save money on entertainment? Am I going to Starbucks, getting coffee every day? Where can I save
Right.
that money?
Right.
So I just did a whole inventory where I never even looked at it before. I was utterly shocked, guys, on where my money was going. And I was just
Right.
not paying attention. So
Right.
once you take a look, when you are intentional about doing something, I was
Right.
intentional about leaving my job, right? It was a great job. I loved it. And I've
Right.
said this before, it fed my family, but it no longer fed my soul. And no
Right.
one could change that but me. So I'm taking
Right.
a look at these finances and see where I can cut some things out so that I can save in the household budget. So over the next 2 years, which was my exit strategy, where I can actually say, okay, I've saved this money here and I can put this, back into the business, right? So that was one thing. So take a look at your finances, even if you're
Right.
not even looking to do anything. Just do an inventory of your finances if you've never done that before.
Right.
Where, your money coming in, what you're spending. Are there
Right.
things that you're spending money? All these subscriptions, we paying for things that we're subscribing to every month that we don't even utilize. How
Yeah.
Right.
much of that money you can put back into your household, right?
Right.
So that's one thing. The
Mhm.
second thing is in 2023, I became an empty nester and became a digital nomad. What that means is that I started traveling full time, y'all. I
Right.
got my youngest son in college on a Friday. I was on a plane to St. Lucia on Wednesday of the next week. And I've been traveling since August of 2023. And
Right.
the goal was 6 to 12 months. And I'm still on the go. I haven't
Yes.
had a reason to stop, right? So one of the things, that I take a look at, I'm a minimalist. I packed up my house, I put all my stuff in storage, I sold my car. I was like, I'll get another one when I'm done, right? Because it was more for me to pay for that car to be stored versus me paying for the car was paid off, right? So my kids all had cars. There was no reason for me to need the car. Why would I
Right.
pay storage? The car to store the car was more than the actual
Yeah.
storage to have all my furniture in storage, right? So
Right.
that the best decision for me was to sell the car. So I'm a minimalist. I don't want nothing to stop me from being able to go wherever I want to go when I want to go. You guys
Right.
know when I say, okay, where we going, where we gonna be.
Yeah.
My mom even looked at me. She's like, okay, where are you at today? I When I say now, I love things, but
Yeah.
you have to take a look at how are those things benefiting me in this time in my life as a digital
Yeah.
nomad and be just traveling full time. A lot of
Hmm.
those things aren't important to me right now. It's
Right.
the experience that I'm getting from
Mhm.
being a digital nomad. I can't do this forever. I don't want to
Right.
have no regrets. I want to go and see as many people, places, things,
And things.
cultures
Right.
as I can. So,
Right.
in able to do that, I have to make some sacrifices in my life,
That's true.
and the
That's true.
sacrifices are things. So
Right.
when I say I'm a minimalist, y'all, it's an understatement. Because
Absolutely. I want to
tell
piggyback
me
off
about
of
this,
that,
and I'm like,
Toya.
okay, I'm there. Huh?
I
What
want
was
to
that?
piggyback off what you
Yeah.
said about, the changes that you made in order to be able to embrace, step in, live inside of your dream and inside your lifestyle. And
Wow.
that brings me to really charging, our Spicy Squad and the community that's liking, subscribing, and sharing our
Right.
podcast is you already know what it looks like to be afraid, to be fearful, and to not do anything. You know
Mhm.
what that looks like. But what
Right.
does it look like when you decide to invest in yourself?
Yes.
What does it look like when you decide to make those tiny changes and healthier habits start being incorporated on a consistent
Consistent.
basis with persistence because the
Yes.
two go together? So,
Yes.
what happens when you decide? Because I promise you, the change you are looking for lies inside of your decision. So,
Decision.
what
Yes.
does your life look like when you decide I'm going to start? And I promise I'm not picking on Renee. But what does it look like when you don't go to Starbucks 3, 4, 5, 6 times a week?
Right.
Oh, you are
What does it
picking.
look like when you don't piggyback along with, the normal when you go and do things
Right.
that you really don't want to do, but you go do it with your homegirls anyway because you feel like you expected to do it and you don't have a good time. You just go because you feel like you're expected to go. That's when your
Right.
no comes in. The yes to you, the yes to your business, the yes to your future is a no to somebody else. I said this
Yes.
on the live with Renette the other night. The
Right.
yes to you is a no to someone else. And however they choke down, get down, swallow down, grit down, that
Yes.
no is not your concern. The
Yes.
concern is when you finally say yes to you, to do something different, because the years of not doing something is full of regret. And
Regret.
regret
Yes.
is the heaviest weight you will ever carry around. And I
Mhm.
know that to be true because my mother said it to me while she was lying in hospice on her deathbed and said that it was so much more that she wanted to do.
Mm-hmm.
and she just thought she would have a little more time.
Wow.
I tell y'all all the time, Father Time is undefeated,
It
and
Right.
he
is.
will never wait for you.
No.
You have to make a decision. The dreams that you see for yourself, the things you
Mm-hmm.
keep thinking about that you are afraid to mention to your friends in your immediate circle, that means you do not have a tribe. We
Mm.
Right.
welcome you to the Spicy Squad to come and join the Spicy Season Sisters podcast Facebook group. Come in there and get enriched, get tools, get support, and look at what not only what we're doing, but the rest of the Spicy Squad is in there. We have phenomenal women in that group. Follow, see what they're doing. You have to get in the room and be comfortable with receiving information,
Right.
but also sharing your story so that you can give hope to somebody else. Because when you open your mouth, your gifts come out, whether you realize it or not.
Or not. Correct.
Yes, Gail, that was
Good.
very, very
That's nice.
impactful. And
Very.
one of the
Yeah.
things that we have to understand, Gail,
Wow.
you just said it, and it's so true. As your mother said, she thought she had more time. When people are on their deathbed, their biggest regret is not about what they did, it's about what they didn't do.
Didn't do. Yeah.
Even through all the
Mhm.
mistakes they have made, they are not regretting those mistakes. They are regretting those things that they missed doing, those things that they decided that, oh, I'm scared, I'm not going to do it. And so, with that being said, I want to ask you all this. Many women, especially in our community, the Black and
Mm-hmm.
Brown community, have
Mm-hmm.
been raised with limiting beliefs around money.
Right.
How do we shift from the scarcity thinking to an abundance mindset? And I know that, like Latoya just said, having that decision making of I gotta minimalize, I have to do something different. And all of us have chosen to do something different and to sacrifice. We sacrifice
Right.
our time,
Right.
we sacrifice our families. We sacrifice a lot of times the family time that we would normally be doing. And we're putting aside those things that we were doing for this big dream that we have. And
Right.
when you understand that you were called to more, to do more, to be more, it's not just about having more money, because that's what everybody thinks. Oh, more money, more money.
Mm-hmm.
More peace,
More
more
peace.
Mm.
happiness, more
Mhm.
Yes.
success.
Yes.
All of us go through things in this group, and we know you all do too. Everybody has something.
Right.
But because we have made a decision that we want to do better, be better,
Right.
we have a tribe that attracts that positive vibe that is
Right.
going to help us, that's helped us to move forward. I can't even wait, y'all. Y'all don't, we're going on tour. We haven't even said half of the things because we set our minds in a space and place to do the things that we believed we could do,
Exactly.
to dream the way we dream.
Yes.
Things have really fallen in our lap. And I don't, and normally I'm always saying, it's not magic. It don't fall in your lap. That's one of my main things I always say.
Mm.
And guess what? It's still true. Because even though this stuff has fallen in our lap,
Right.
it has not been magic. It's been the work that we've done.
Work.
It's been the showing up that
Right.
we've done. It's
Yes.
been the connecting and collaborating and getting around like-minded people. It's
Right.
been the separation that has caused the elevation.
Right.
So no, it's not magic. It ain't
Yeah.
gonna fall in your lap. You gotta do the work. And
Right.
once you do the work and you put that first foot forward, it can fall in your lap because that's what's happened for us this week. We had
Right.
some tough decisions to make, but out of those decisions, those weren't bad decisions. They were great decisions
Great
because
decisions.
things have fallen in our lap. So we getting called and asked to come places to do things, yes, but we have to make decisions. And so that's what we letting you know. You've got to make tough decisions.
Decisions.
And
Yeah.
so when you make up your mind that you're going to do that, those decisions change from oh, I can't do this from the bad decision and the scary decision. We making decisions that we love.
Mm-hmm.
We
Yep.
gotta decide, oh God, I want to do it all.
We want to, yeah,
Yeah.
All the great
Right.
things. But
right,
these great things are coming to us.
right.
A
Mm-hmm.
lot of times people are deciding between the bad and the bad. We be deciding between the good and the good and the gooder.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, for real.
Yeah.
So I want y'all to answer that question. How do we shift from the scarcity mindset to an abundance mindset to thinking different? And one of the things that I'm going to say is getting around the right tribe. That has been the biggest thing for me to help change my mindset
Right,
because I used to be around good people. They loved me, I loved them. But maybe we weren't always good for each other at the time because if we all negative and we all see the glass is half empty,
right,
how do we get it full when we're
right,
not around people that are filling our cups, that are really telling us, hey, do it this way. Hey, you can do it. And so we, in my opinion, have to make a decision to get around a vibe that's going to grow us.
right.
I am determined. I refuse to allow my feet to be planted in the same place this time next year.
Ooh, ooh,
Okay.
mm,
They won't be. And I'm in a good space. 2025 has been off the chain. It has
already.
been one of my best years thus far.
That's
But
fine.
I already know, even with all these things that are happening for me, great things, my feet still won't be in this place.
Right,
Yeah.
It's going to be in a bigger space
right,
and a bigger place.
right.
That's right. That's
So,
so good.
what are y'all thoughts, Tammy?
No, it's just all about mindset, Renette. I'll be the first to tell you when we did our first segment together, when we had to come in the room
Mm-hmm.
and we all sat down. And who was the nervous one in the room? I was.
Yes.
I almost to the point up to the point where I felt like I wanted to faint. I was so, but you all said something to me, and but uh I had to say, okay, Tam, this is it. This is it. Let's do it. And I went in the room, and I didn't even realize I was the first one to speak. You all brought that. You all said that to me. I grabbed the microphone, I guess, and I started speaking.
You
I don't
did.
even remember what I spoke about, but um,
But give me that
um,
mic.
I did. So, but you have to just leap, just step
Yeah.
out, just
Yeah.
step out. And
Yeah.
from that day, December 7th to now, boy, wow.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's been great.
Mm-hmm.
So just taking the step and stepping out, just making it happen. And for
Yeah.
my kids to say, Mama, we told you, we saw this. You didn't see it, but we saw it. Now look at you.
Oh,
My friends to say, look at you, you know, from where I've come from. It's amazing. It's beautiful. It's peaceful. And I'm gonna even do like Renette said, this time next year,
mm-hmm.
be a different space, a different place, and higher.
Yes.
Amen. Lily, you hear your mama? You hear your mama?
You know what, Tammy? As you were
Accountability.
talking,
Accountability.
Yes.
as
Yes.
you were talking, Tammy, I was just reminded a few
Uh-huh.
weeks ago. I taught at an event, and I talked about the power of did, DID. You have to
Yes.
decide, you got to invest, and you got to dream, and you did all three of those things.
Yes.
Amen.
You said, I'm
Yes.
going to do it. And, this year we have to walk in the power of did. He already did it for us.
Yes.
He already did. Your children spoke it, and now you're doing it. But you really already did it. They saw what was in you that needed to
Right.
come out of you.
Right.
And so we have to make those decisions, and we have to believe. We have to
Yes.
believe in ourselves.
Yes.
And what I love about this group is that we believe in each other. Even if we don't believe in
Right.
ourselves in that moment, we
Right.
have each other who says, I believe in you in
Right.
this. You know.
That's
So
true. That's
yeah,
true.
the
That's
the
awesome,
other day I
Cheryl.
got my
That's
email
awesome.
Renette from about my LLC. So I've got my LLC now. I got my official email, and and that had a lot to do with Gail too. Just speaking certain things into existence, and that was what I ended up naming the
Hmm.
LLC. And so I'm
Mm-hmm.
so grateful for you all. But we're going to walk in the power of did this year. We're going to decide, we're going to continue to decide on things. We're going to
Right.
continue to invest, and we're
Right.
going to continue to dream.
Right.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely, and I love that. Did I have a T-shirt that we created? God can, God will, God did, and
Yeah.
did is so big. Like
Yes.
So
you
big.
said, it starts with
Mhm.
a simple decision.
That's
Right.
it.
Yes.
And once you make that decision,
Absolutely.
it shouldn't be nothing that should turn you away from investing. And you
Right.
don't talk about what you can't afford. You just
Right.
make it happen because you can't
Right.
afford not to.
Right.
Yeah.
And
Right.
when you dream and
And
your
that's
dream is so big, you
Mm.
got
Right.
to move towards it.
mhm.
Right.
And
Yeah.
so that's so, so
That's the
important. And
thing,
I
Renee.
say that
Go ahead.
again.
Go ahead, Gail.
That's the thing, Renee. I said the thing, that's the thing, Renee, is we always say what we can. It's almost like it's default. It just automatically roll off our tongue and
Oh,
we
yeah.
say what we can't do and what we cannot afford. And that's where the
Mhm.
problem lies. We have to learn to flip the script on what we think of ourselves and of our situation. You have to
Mm,
find a new way to start talking to yourself. I tell my clients, and I will tell anyone all the time, the most
right.
important conversations you will have throughout the day are the ones that you have with yourself. Your internal
Exactly.
dialogue is going to drive how you move and what you
Right.
do and what you don't do. And
Right.
when you hear people say "do you," but when they say do you know you? Do you know
Mm.
what you want to do when you trying to do you? What
Right.
is it that you want to do? Who
Right.
are you? Do you know
Right.
your own voice? Or
Right.
is it full of clutter of what everyone else is expecting of you or what you think other people think of you? How do you do
Right.
you? How do
Right.
you talk to you? Equip
Right.
yourself with the tools you can use and start changing what you say you can and can't do so you could step out and show them how you are going to do you
Going to
because
do
this
it.
is
Mm.
your season, but you have to be willing to get dirty and get planted
Yes.
and put that seed in the ground and
Yes.
be separated and be in that dark place while God is having you lean into him and your roots start growing and getting planted. And when you
Mm.
are ready and you get over that fear and face those trials,
Right.
you will start to push through the dirt. You will
Yes.
start coming up and start blooming and blossoming. So the things that you are looking at as a challenge, or you say,
Right.
oh, this always happens to me. But the thing of it is, you're continuously learning. You are
Yeah.
forever a
Absolutely,
student. So instead of
Yeah.
looking at it as
absolutely.
a problem, understand you in training. So if you
Right.
keep going through the same training, that means you're not paying attention
Right.
and you're not getting the lesson. So
Right.
Right.
pay attention,
Right.
reframe your mind and how you speak to yourself, and
Right.
learn what it is that you want to do so that you can do you, baby.
Yes.
Do
Yes.
Yes.
you.
Absolutely.
Yes.
So
Can I
Yes.
let
add
me
something
ask.
to that, Gail?
I want to add
Real,
to.
real,
Okay.
real quick. Um, I'm going to tell you all, I turned off the radio in my car and when I'm driving in my truck. So when I'm driving, I'm listening to motivational things, and now it's become a habit. I'm listening to prayers. I'm
Mm-hmm.
listening to motivational speakers. I'm listening to how other people did things. Okay. So that's another way that you can start getting motivated. And the more you hear it, the more you see it, the more you'll start
Mm-hmm.
practicing it. Okay.
Correct. And you'll start to see things that you used to do, you won't even like it anymore. So,
Right.
Right.
Latoya, did you want to say something? Because I want to close us out after you finish. And
Yes.
okay, go ahead.
Yeah. So I just wanted to share that for me, I had to change my mindset around money. Um, I didn't
Mm-hmm.
have a good mindset with money because money was scarce growing up, although I didn't
Mm-hmm.
know that. Had a great childhood, and most of the things that I wanted, all the things I needed was provided, but the things that I wanted, those things were, sometimes provided, sometimes not. So I didn't understand at the time. So as I got
Right.
older and understood, I had to change my mindset of money because I was living in the fear of that there wasn't going to be enough, right? So although I've been making a great income over the years,
Right.
I always thought in my mind, my mindset was, it's not enough. It's
Yeah.
not enough. It's not
Right.
enough. So I had to
Right.
change my mindset about money. And one of the things, Renette, this was at the mastermind that you and I, met in person in Atlanta, where we did money affirmations, right? So those money affirmations helped me change my thought process and my mindset relative to money, right? So I've always like, I got to get more. I got to get more. It's not enough. It's not enough. And although it was enough to provide. It was, in
Right.
excess. But
Right.
my mindset was that scarcity piece, that put me in fear of, it's not enough. I have to make more. So it's definitely about the mindset and retraining your brain and those money mindsets. You can even Google money mindsets, those money affirmations. That is what it is, I believe. I think it's called money affirmations. So money affirmations, and just, if you're doing your affirmations on a regular basis, add money affirmations to that. If you have
Right.
an issue with money, it'll help change your mindset around what that looks like for you. So I wanted to share
Write it
that.
down, lady.
Help
Money,
me. So
money
I wanted to share
affirmations. That's
that. Money
beautiful.
affirmations.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And one that I say every day, I always have more than I need.
Mhm.
And money comes into my life every day because I am a giver. And so because I give to others, God gives to me. Woo! Anyway, so
Amen.
what I want y'all to do right
Glory.
now,
That's Riri.
what is one thing that every woman should be doing today? One thing to set themselves up for success, their mindset and their finances. What is one thing from each one of you all? If you all could tell me right
Mhm.
now as we end.
You said
Wow.
one
It's
thing.
setting
One thing.
yourself up.
Yes,
Ooh,
your
go ahead,
mindset.
Toya.
So I was waiting for the question again. What was the
The question
question?
again. Okay, what is one thing that every woman should do today to set themselves up for long-term success with their money and their mindset?
Mm.
Wow. Um,
You know what? I was talking to someone this weekend who's a financial specialist, and just like Toya was saying, Toya, you were in a conversation that I had with Renette last week about the same thing. Because I said that's where my no comes in a lot of time, or my hesitancy is that,
Mhm.
maybe I can't afford to go or to do the thing, but I'm like, okay, I know I got this other thing to do, but I still need to enjoy life, right? And so I'm not breaking the bank. I'm a smart person. I know what that looks like. And so that's that piece that I'm still working on as well. But as far as that question that Renette just asked is, following the trail of money, knowing what you're spending, and also saving something.
saving. Yes.
Saving something. I mean, something,
Yes.
something,
Yeah.
Okay.
something, anything. She was saying, she was like, start somewhere
Well, that
with
that
something.
that begins with sit down, like I said previously. Look at what you're doing. Look at when you say look at who you are.
Mhm.
Yes.
Are you doing things really for to impress other people versus doing something to better yourself? Look at all these things and then make some decisions and choices and look at your finances,
Mhm.
um, it's so important, and I don't want to be long, but I've had to really sit down, look at my finances and decide which way I wanted to go with them. Okay. And I've cut back on some things and I had to cut back on some things. So be willing to cut back and stop trying to
Yeah.
impress everybody and
Mhm.
do what's good for you. And it feels good on the other side.
Yes.
Latoya?
Yeah,
Oh, that's
I'm
good,
leaning.
Tammy.
That is good, Tammy. Thank you for sharing.
Yes.
I'm always leaning towards, save something. If you can save something, and I'm not the one that says, save for a rainy day, because I don't want to just wait for a rainy day. I want to be able to enjoy life on a sunny day as well, right? So putting something back on a regular basis where it will allow and afford you to,
Mm-hmm.
have additional experiences is what I'll say. Have additional experiences.
Yes,
Mhm. It's
Yeah.
good.
that's good.
Yeah. I would say that, realize and recognize when the things that you have prayed for have come to your doorstep,
Ooh,
and that you can really be in jeopardy of missing those opportunities that you say you've been waiting for simply for being afraid.
yes,
Line yourself up.
yes,
There are things that your intellectual property, things that people need from you that you're
yes,
afraid to open your mouth up and talk
right,
about. So
right,
there's gifts. Renette mentioned it earlier. Your gifts will make room for you. Are you sharing them?
right,
We're so afraid of being vulnerable or exposing, ourselves. But I want to
right,
remind you that the things that you have had to go through will help someone grow through for their journey.
right,
And those are your gifts. So
yes,
line yourself up to be prepared. Get
right,
better mental habits on how you look at yourself, value
right,
yourself, and understand that you deserve and you definitely have been intentionally made and created for this very time.
yes.
There's nothing that you can't do unless you tell yourself that you can't
Right,
do it.
do it.
Yeah.
Right,
There's so many different
Absolutely.
streams of income out here. There's
right,
so many different opportunities for us to grow and develop. It's not that we have to know everything, but we do have to be willing to receive information and grow and develop. Seek more knowledge, seek more
right,
education. So
right,
when are in those rooms and you open your mouth, you are
right.
speaking from wisdom and experience. And the
Mm,
people
mm,
that
mm.
need you, they will gravitate to you. But when
Towards
they
you.
get to you, what are you going to say and what are you going to do?
Right.
The
It's
choice is
good.
Right.
yours. You have the
Yes.
Right.
gift, you
So
have the opportunity, but you have to move beyond fear.
Yes. Agreed.
absolutely, I totally believe in that. My faith is so strong. I believe that you should put something away, but when an opportunity comes, whatever I put away, if I feel like I need to use it, I tithe. And one thing a lot of people
Oh
talk,
yes.
and they stay in church and they live in church, and I'm not
Yes.
knocking church people, but we got the Holy Ghost. Thank you, Lord. I appreciate you, God. Thank you, everything, Jesus. But then when it comes to putting your money in and tithing, that is that's my go-to. I have childlike
Ooh.
because I
Ooh.
have done what God has asked me to do. I bought the tithes to His storehouse. I believe
Absolutely.
that
Right.
everything and
Right.
anything I want, I can have. When people
Right.
look at
Yeah.
it and think that I can't, and when I
Right.
say I will do what others don't, so I can have what I would do what others won't, so I can have what they don't. I
Right.
mean that thing because
Yes.
I know when I do and follow what God has called me to follow,
Yes.
I don't care what nobody say. I don't care what it looked like. I don't walk by what I see. I walk
Yes.
by what God sees and what He told
Yes.
me. So I got
Yes.
childlike faith. And so what
Yes.
I want to tell y'all is keep your faith strong. Because
Yeah.
when
Yes.
you keep your faith strong and you truly believe in God, nothing is impossible. So some things that I do, they look crazy and they are crazy. But you know what?
Yes.
It always works out for my
It
good.
works out. Yes.
Yes.
And I'm gonna have what I say.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So on that note, tithing, I've taught my kids to tithe. They tithe. They know
Absolutely.
how it goes. I tithe. I don't deviate. They don't deviate. That's a good thing to have taught them because now their children will do the same because they're going to be taught the same. So, and what Renette said, yes, tithing. You believe in God. Believe me, God will take care of you. You take care of him.
Absolutely. I don't care what bill may not be able to get paid. I know I need a house, but when I take care of God's business, He gonna
Mm-hmm.
take care of mine. So my
Mm-hmm.
house gonna be taken care of.
Mm-hmm.
My children gonna be taken care of. All
Yes.
of that is going to be taken care of.
Yes.
So I don't skip out on God
No.
because He ain't gonna skip
No.
out on me. He don't play by.
No.
And
Never.
I know God is concerned. And in Psalm 91, it says He's concerned with us.
Yes.
Mhm.
And so
Yes.
because I know that, I don't fear anything. I just do what I
Right.
need to do. We
Right.
over time, so we want to
Yes.
invite you all to the Warrior Within. It is going to be an amazing time. It's going to be a different time. We don't do to everybody. Okay, so if you want to look for a different type of experience, show up. We have a cruise as well coming up, and right now $25 down. Get you a roommate. You need a roommate.
Yes.
$25 down. You two, that's $50 together. We have this special through Sunday. So grab your spot, and we got, oh my God, we're super excited because we have our theme days. Yes, yes, yes. And so Friday is our white party. Then we have the pink and purple party. And then we
Yes.
have the what? Fedora party. Ooh, I want to show up for that. Don't miss it. Especially y'all on this spicy season, sisters podcast. Spicy squad here. Y'all come
Yes.
join.
Come join
Yes.
us.
All right, we'll talk to y'all later.
Love you. Good night.
Keep it
Have a
spicy.
good night.
Thank y'all.
Safe
Make sure
travels,
you have
Lily.
Love
subscribed.
y'all. Good night.
Good
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 night.
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 Safe travels, Lily.
Good.
Like and subscribe. We love you, Lily. Make sure you go and join our Facebook page. Keep up with us with everything we got going on. It's spicy over there. Come join us.
Yeah.
Yes.
Good
Good
night.
night.